All right, let's dive straight in, because this isn't just a World Cup final. It is a cosmic collision of football's past and its future that honestly feels like it was ripped straight out of a Hollywood script. We're looking at a matchup that completely defies logic, blends generations, and pits two entirely opposite footballing philosophies against one another on the absolute biggest stage in the world.
I mean, seriously, what are the odds? Try to imagine the sheer mathematical improbability of a random charity photo shoot becoming the prologue to the biggest match in football history, 19 years later. You could write fiction for a decade and never come up with a plotline this perfect. A local neighborhood baby, a young superstar just starting out, and a collision course that would take almost 2 decades to finally materialize.
And that realization, it hit Joan Montfort hard. He's the photographer who suddenly grasped the true magnitude of this forgotten UNICEF calendar shoot he did way back in 2007. When a colleague called him up recently, he was absolutely stunned. Because the baby he photographed all those years ago in a simple plastic tub, it was none other than Lamine Yamal.
Picture this. In a moment of sheer destiny, a 20-year-old Lionel Messi unknowingly baptized the very infant who'd grow up to challenge his immortal legacy. Messi was this rising star at Barcelona, looking kinda tense, holding a baby for the cameras, and Yamal, just a 5-month-old kid whose family won a local raffle. It's like a literal laying on of hands, an accidental anointing of a successor. But to get to this final showdown, both of these superstars had to survive an absolutely grueling tournament.
Section 1. Argentina's Path of Chaos, Surviving the Street Fights.
So while that 2007 photo gives us this beautiful poetry, the reality of how Argentina actually reached this final is grounded in pure, unadulterated chaos and resilience. Think back to that game against England. Trailing in the 85th minute, they were staring down the barrel of a looming exit, and then they completely flipped the script. Enzo Fernandez bends an equalizer in from a distance, and then Lautaro Martinez heads the winner deep into stoppage time. Fact check here, no team had ever scored multiple stoppage time winners in a single World Cup until this brutal, gritty comeback. It was basically a 30-minute street fight masquerading as a football match, and the thing is, Argentina thrives in that exact environment.
At the dead center of all this chaos, Messi. The guy has delivered a staggering 8 goals this tournament. 8! He's literally defying his aging legs with a footballing brain that simply refuses to slow down. He assisted both of those late goals against England. Whether he's firing from outside the box, finishing crosses, or just orchestrating the whole attack, he's proving to be completely inevitable.
Tactically speaking, Argentina weaponizes this chaos. They overload central and wide areas to draw the opposition in, and they let Messi rest high up the pitch when they're out of possession. They'll defend in this compact, low block, right? But the literal second they win the ball back, they swarm, they transition with incredible urgency, and they find Messi immediately, knowing full well he's got the vision to punish any defense out there. But the big question is, will that chaotic magic actually work against a team that suffocates the life out of their opponents?
Before we unpack Spain's absolute masterclass, if you're enjoying this documentary, subscribe to Flop Files and share this video with a football fan. We uncover the stories behind football's greatest moments and biggest comebacks.
Section 2. Spain's masterclass of control, the art of order and possession.
Waiting on the other side of the bracket is a Spanish side that has perfected the exact opposite of chaos. We're talking total, absolute control. Their defensive dominance is just staggering. They've conceded only 1 goal in 7 matches. Spain's disciplined collective completely dismantled France 2-0 in the semifinals, where Marc Cucurella entirely erased Kylian Mbappe for a full 90 minutes. Meanwhile, Unai Simon has gone ahead and set a World Cup clean sheet record, all while Rodri conducts the midfield with absolute mastery.
And it all comes down to a terrifyingly efficient, tactical blueprint. Step 1, patiently maintain precise possession, shifting the ball side to side. Step 2, stretch the opposition's fullbacks out wide to open up those critical inside channels. Step 3, and honestly, this is the most crucial part, counterpress immediately with absolute urgency upon losing the ball. The literal second they lose possession, they swarm to win it back. It is a masterpiece of discipline.
Section 3. A clash of generations, the widest age gap in final history.
Okay, so we have these two massively contrasting tactical styles. But the real narrative weight of this final lies in the staggering generational divide between the stars. On one side, we've got the undisputed king, a 39-year-old Lionel Messi looking to secure one final historic piece of silverware. He's playing with the calculated wisdom of a veteran general who has seen every trick, every trap, and every tactical setup this sport has ever invented.
And stepping up to challenge him, Lamine Yamal, a kid who just turned 19, carrying the weight of Spain's entire creative attack squarely on his teenage shoulders. He's shattered records left and right, bringing this fearless energy, dazzling dribbling, and a level of composure that honestly just doesn't make sense for his age. Guys, this is the widest age gap between focal point stars in a final we have ever seen.
If you're looking to the history books for a hint at who's going to win, well, history offers absolutely zero clues here. Their all-time head-to-head record is completely deadlocked. 6 wins apiece, plus 2 draws across 14 matches. And even crazier, their only previous World Cup meeting happened way back in 1966, a group stage game that Argentina won 2-1. They were actually supposed to play the finalissima to settle things earlier, but that got called off, which perfectly sets up this monumental, unprecedented clash.
We are guaranteed a fascinating clash of philosophies. Will Spain's high tempo, structured order, and disciplined possession dictate the pitch? Will that suffocating counter-press hold firm? Or is Argentina going to drag them into an unpredictable, gritty street fight where Messi finds that one fraction of an inch of space he needs to break Spanish hearts?
Section 4. What is at stake? The final crown or a teenage record?
Let's put into perspective what is actually on the line here, because the stakes are almost impossible to comprehend. We are either about to witness Lionel Messi cementing back-to-back championships, a feat unseen in this sport since Brazil managed it back in 1962, pushing his legacy to a historic 4th title. Or we're going to watch a teenage phenomenon officially take the crown, with Yamal becoming the youngest player to ever win both a European Championship and a World Cup before even turning 20.
19 years ago, Lionel Messi held a baby named Lamine Yamal in his arms. On Sunday, that same baby will try to stop him from lifting one more World Cup. However it ends, this final was written long before either of them knew it. Thanks for watching Flop Files.